Good evening, my stamping friends. It's Leslie with Luvink&Paper, and I'm just going to see. There we go. Okay. All right. So here we are. It's just a minute or so after 7. I was a little late getting going. And anyway, welcome. I'm glad you're here with me. We'll give it just a minute to have a few more join us as we get going. So you can see maybe that this is, well, no, I've had this host code for a little bit. Unlikely that I will get a new one organized before I head to Florida to see my dad. So anyway, there is that. Okay. And so I'll leave that there for just a second in case anybody wants to take a quick screenshot. Okay. You can always go back to the replay and grab a screenshot then if you need to, or just text me and I can send you a link or something. Okay. All right, so there's that. So what do I need to let you know before we get started with our faux wood elements, which is what I'm going to teach you about tonight. They're really cool. All right, so there's more to celebrate. So I mentioned this before. So some of these things are in our kids collection. Some are in the current annual catalog. Some are in the current mini. If you want them as a freebie, you have to use these item numbers. If you use the ones in the other publications, yeah, you're gonna get charged for them. Okay, so I'm just letting you know, but there is more to celebrate, just so you know. All right, okay, so I just ordered my wreath. So this was one of the newer kits. So this one obviously makes a project. So this would be under the project kits. So when you go to kits in the online store, there's stamping kits, there's non-stamping kits, and then there's project kits. Okay, and so this one is a project kit. It will require a hot glue gun, although I read somewhere that somebody was using our Tombow liquid glue, multi-liquid glue, and was pretty happy with the results. So maybe you don't really need a hot glue gun. Anyway, all right, there's that. So I saw a post that said that this kit, the Sunshine and Smiles, is sold out. I have not seen an official word from Stampin' Up yet that this is sold out, so I'm not exactly sure what is going on. But if you have not subscribed or you have a prepaid that you haven't redeemed, you have until the 10th of February to get this kit. Okay, now the die add-on is all sold out. You can't get that anymore, but you can get the kit, and it coordinates perfectly with the Rain or Shine Sweet collection that is in the mini. Okay, which I could even show you, I think, because I have a mini right here, thankfully. All right, so let me find the Sweet Rain or Shine is on page 50 and 51. So right here, okay, lots of great samples. All right, and then so you have the stamp set and die bundle. Okay, the great raindrops embossing folder, and these cute little loose daisy embellishments. You get 300 of them. Okay, so cute tiny little flowers, and then the designer series paper. Now you can pick and choose. You could get just the bundle, just the embossing folder, just the daisies, just the designer series paper, or you can do the one number, one price, get it all deal, okay? And these things, the colors and the products will coordinate with this Sunshine and Smiles kit, which will be super fun. All right, so there we go. All right, oops, didn't mean to put that upside down. So you may have seen on some of what I call like the big wigs, Janet Wakeland and Patty Bennett and stuff, they probably went online on February 1st, got this like overnighted or 2-dayed and started making samples with these products. So these are something called online exclusives. These are products that Stampin' Up, they won't be in any catalog. They're just gonna release products online only, okay? So they're online exclusives. You can only get them by shopping our online store, okay? So I am able to pre-order these right now, okay, as a demonstrator, and anybody on my team can pre-order them right now. And what we have is we have the Irresistible Blooms stamp set, the Irresistible Blooms dies, or you can get the bundle, okay? There'll be some designer series paper in 6x6, so that's a 48 sheet. We've got some loose frosted dots, so they're not pre-adhesive, okay, so you're going to need a dot of glue to adhere those, right? Some naturally gilded 12x12 designer series paper. You get 6 sheets. You get 2 of the rose gold or copper, 2 of the gold, and 2 of the silver, okay? And then 3 3D embossing folders. So, and they're called basics. One does like dots, and so they're kind of just for texture, okay? So they're not really designed to specifically go with a particular design or something, okay? So, and then the classic letters stamp set, okay? So 59 photopolymer stamps, okay? So you, as customers, will be able to order these things beginning March 1st, okay? But I will have mine when I get back from Florida, so I will try to do a little creating and share when I can, okay? All right, so faux wood embellishments. Okay, so texture, okay, thickness, okay, and color. They kind of look like wood, right? So I used the Beautiful Shapes hexagons to make mine. You could use any shape that you wanted, okay? So how do you do this? All right, so here's what you do. You need our foam adhesive sheets. So these are sort of like dimensionals, except the little hexagons aren't cut out. Do I have a decent set of dimensionals? Well, I have some minis. Okay, so you see how these have the little hexagons. These are some mini dimensionals. I guess I got to get myself a new set of regulars. Anyway, this is just smooth. So what you're going to do is you're going to find one side, peel it back, and you're going to take and add your cardstock, okay, like that. And I just keep pulling until it lays nice and flat. Okay, so now this entire piece, well, not an entire piece of cardstock, I will trim. You can do it by hand, or you can do it with your trimmer or whatever. So you're just going to cut whatever's hanging over off. Okay. All right, so now this whole piece of cardstock is like a sticker. I could stamp on it and die cut it. I could just die cut a shape out of it. I could do whatever I want, and the whole thing is going to be a thick sticker. Okay? All right, so that's how you do that. But how do you get the color? Well, I played with a couple of different markers, blends. Okay, Stampin' Blends markers. I have the medium light. I have the ivory. I have the bronze. And I also have a couple of the medium deep colors. Now those medium light and medium deep are from that skin tone collection. And those are pretty cool. So what I did was I took the ivory and just laid the marker on its side like this. Okay, got as close to the edge as I could. Okay, then because I don't want it to look flat, I took the medium light 800 marker and I kind of just went where it was really light, where I didn't have color already. Okay, it's a little hard because of the shape of the marker, so you're just getting, yeah, you're just getting that color on there. Okay, and you can go back with the ivory. Okay, so you can go back with the ivory like that. All right, so you just want to have some color on there. Okay. All right, so then the next piece is you want to die cut your shape. Okay, so let me grab my mini and show you what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, I think I'm up high enough for you to see what's going on here. All right, now with the mini, because it's small and it's geared tighter, you want to stagger your plates. Okay, so once you get your, your die in there, okay, you're going to not put this right up with the other one. You're going to kind of stagger them back. And you'll notice that I also have the die back a little ways, okay? Because this gets snug, okay? And this machine likes it not too snug in order to start, okay? But it's doing a nice job when those plates are staggered. So I'm gonna just crank that through. It is a little snug and tight, so I'm jumping around a little. If I'm shaking you to death, super sorry. Okay. So I cut the shape first before I add the texture, which I can't do with the mini because, well, I'll show you in a second why I can't. I'm going to have to run over to the big machine. Okay, so takes your shape right out of there. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use the timber embossing folder to add the texture. Okay, that's where you get the grain. Right? Now I thought I had one. I guess not. Let me cut one more like this, and then I'll go do both of them. Right? Hopefully this is not going to shake you guys like crazy. Okay, so anyway, you need to do the cutting first, because if you put the texture on first and then you go to cut, you lose all the texture. Okay, it flattens it back out, and you don't want that, right? Come on. Come on, there it goes. All right. And even just the way they are, they look pretty good, even without the, even without the texture on them, they look pretty good. Okay, but we're going to add the texture. So hang on one sec. I'll be right back. Just going to move those plates out of the way. I've got my bigger machine over here. And I'm going to just put those in there. So that timber embossing folder is too wide for the mini, so I couldn't add that texture in there. Okay. All right, so let's check this out. So we've got now our texture on there. Now, that looks pretty good, I thought, okay? But what I did was, and you don't have to do this, or you could do even more. I used a sponge and a soft suede ink pad and just very lightly brushed a little bit of color. Just kind of caught the tops of the wood grain. Now, like balsa wood doesn't show a huge grain, so maybe just using the blends markers would be enough for you. Okay, but I'm going to just add a little bit of color to this one. I'm going to leave this one plain. Okay. Okay, so that's one way to do this. Okay. Oh, and then let's finish it up. So then I have these dark, the bronze and the medium deep 300. And so I'm just going to color the edge like the bark. So we're just going to color that foam. And then I just kind of tip the edge of my marker right along the edge of that, like that. And then color the foam so it's not white. Okay. Yeah. Now, there we go. Okay. So there's that. Okay. And so, you know. But what if you don't have the blends? Okay. What if you don't have that? And what if you still want to do this? Okay, well, there's a way. You could use vanilla cardstock and add a little color to it with a sponge or a blending brush. Or you could just add crumb cake. So with this one, I just added crumb cake cardstock to the adhesive sheet. And then we'll just add a little bit of soft suede to get that wood grain to stand out. Okay. There. So now that's another way to do that. And then you could cut a shape out of that, or you could cut it this way and have it be a shelf, you know, so it had some depth to it. And then like put a vase or something on it with flowers, so that could be like your table or your shelf or something. So lots of different ways to use that. Okay. So let me show you one that I'm working on, and I want to show you this vellum as well. This is an overlooked item in the catalog, I think. Let me just shut this soft suede ink pad, or we will have soft suede ink everywhere. Yeah, it will happen. So I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. I think this is just going to get a banner. This one, I think I want it to look like a wooden vase holding my plants. Okay. So anyway, so two different ways to use the vellum. So this one, I used just in this Vellum Basics, you get 2 sheets of 3 different patterns. So, oh, I already stuck that. Here, we'll use this. So you get the leaves, okay? And you get dots, which are really fun. And you get stripes, okay? Now, there's a way, now I don't know if you can see the difference. I can. This is actually the back, okay? This is actually where those stripes are. I can kind of feel a difference, but I can see the difference because these stripes look more muted, which means this is the back side, okay? So anyway, with this one, I found the back side. Let me just slide all of my goodies off. And I used a blending brush and a garden green ink pad, and I added ink to the back. Now I did it twice. I dried it in between with my heat tool and then went and added more. And you can see that, let me get something white here. You can see that it's not super dark. I mean, you can see that. Look what happens when you put that white against mossy meadow. Now that's really dark, that cardstock, so it really shows up. But when you color it, you can add it against a piece of white and you really get a nice contrast, okay? So let's move that out of the way and move these out of the way. So that's a pretty fun thing that you can do with that. Earlier I used, in order, let me show you what I did to do this. Where did I put them? Hang on. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I have a piece of sponge, because you say, oh, the adhesive will show. Yes, it will, if you are not careful. So I keep a sponge with a little binder clip. That's my glue sponge, okay? Now, it has to be in something airtight, so I keep mine in a little Ziploc bag, okay? Now, if you're using a little Ziploc bag, like you're reusing a product bag or something, make sure you don't get one with holes in it. Okay, I don't know what came in this one, something round. But anyway, make sure that your little Ziploc bag, like a sandwich baggie or something that doesn't have any holes, okay, because you want it airtight. You could also use like a little tiny, what do I want to say, like some kind of a little container or something, okay? All right, so then I'm going to squeeze just a little bit of glue right over here. Now I did that already, so that there's a tacky spot, and that's okay. I'm just going to spread this around. Okay, I'm just going to move that glue around a little bit. And then I'm just going to get it out near the edge, and I'm going to get that glue all around, especially near the edges, right? I want that right near the edges to get this stuck down really well. And it is a little sticky because it's drying quick when it goes this thin. All right, let me slide this stuff off, put this on. Okay, and then I usually flip it over and press it from the back. There. There. Okay. Oh, I did a feel a little bit of glue there. Hang on. Yep, right here. There must have been a little bit on my silicone sheet that transferred when I moved it around a little bit. So I'll just use my adhesive remover and make sure that we don't have any tackiness on the front of that. Oh, got it all. Okay, so then we're going to add these, a little bit of glue. Now this is just my Tombow, that some people call it the green glue or whatever. I just put it in this little tiny container, and I'm just gonna try and do this all at once, like this. Now this gold piece is a workaround. I'm not sure if it still is. Maybe it's only on low inventory, I don't know. But the distressed gold paper has been on low inventory and that sort of thing. So if it's not unorderable, it may be soon. So what I did was I took a piece of white, basic white cardstock. I put on top one of our adhesive sheets. So I just made some, sticky. I peeled the adhesive sheet off and then put it in my tub of gold leafing and then just rubbed all the excess off. So I essentially made my own distressed gold foil paper, okay? And yeah, it's not perfect, but you know what? It's okay. Because look, I can make that, like that one covers a part. This one can cover a piece. Look at that. Nobody would even know, because you're not going to tell, right? I hope. Anyway, let's just get that. Okay. So I'm going to just tuck that right there. And then I have this little soft seafoam one that I think I'll put right here. Like this. And then I'm just going to take and peel off the backing of my wood element, my vase, and put that right there, like that. So now I have a vase of really cool plants, right? And then I can put a little greeting or whatever, a little banner or something. I think that is really, really fun. So a couple of things to help you along with your crafting. Okay, so you can color our vellum. All right, you don't have to. It looks great against a dark cardstock. All right, like this one. I'll try and finish this up and share with you. But so you can use the pattern vellum, and you can color the back of it, or you can put it against a dark color. Okay, so a couple of different things you can do there. So, and then those wood elements, you can use the blends markers and color that cardstock that's been put on a foam adhesive sheet so that you get that depth or height, maybe is the better word. And you'll want a darker color for the edge. Okay, and whether you choose to accentuate the texture or not is your choice. You certainly don't have to. I kind of like it without. And if you don't have the blends markers, or you want a little bit darker look for like a wood shelf or something like that, you could use crumb cake cardstock on the adhesive sheet. Okay, and then I just sponged a little bit of ink to accentuate those texture lines, those grain lines. Okay, I think that's all I have to share with you tonight. Also, if the distressed paper, if you go to try and order it and you can't, if you can order the gold leafing and adhesive sheets, you can make your own. Okay, it's a little bit brighter or bronzier maybe, but it's a great substitute. Okay, all right, so I think that about does it. I can't see any comments down here where I'm watching on my phone, but let me take a peek up here and see if I see any. Yeah, a couple. So thanks for joining me, and I am glad to have this time with you. Also, please remember that next Tuesday is Valentine's Day. I will be spending that evening with my honey. We are getting really close to our 35th anniversary. We've spent a lot of Valentine's Days together, and I would like to not break that tradition. So anyway, I will not be doing a live next Tuesday. So the next time I will be live, I might try and peek one in a little bit later that week. So watch for notifications. Make sure that you have set your notifications so that you will always know when I am popping on live, because I do try and, every now and then something happens during a day or something and I just pop on. But anyway, I will not be live next Tuesday. Look, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Might be a little earlier in the evening. But anyway, I will be spending Valentine's Day with my Valentine, and I hope you have someone you love that you will be spending that time with. And so I will see you the next Tuesday. I will be live is the 21st of February. Okay. And stay tuned for some news on an upcoming class in March, but we need to close registration in February, because if you choose to add on the bundle with this particular class, you can earn a free celebration item. So I want to make sure that people have that last opportunity to do that. All right. Hey, thanks guys. And I will see you after my trip to Florida, and I will be sure to spread happy birthday wishes to my dad from all of you. All right. Thanks guys. Bye-bye.